Hi guys, we're going to have a look today at exposing your defensive 13 from scrum plays. If you can work on your launch and your timing, it's a very difficult position to defend in. There's multiple threats in your channel. It happens then in less than a second and you need to make a decision. We're going to look at how to expose your 13 and also look at one or two plays that you can use in your planning for pre-season and for next season. So before we start off, let's have a look in terms of defense, what the role is in the back line when it comes to defense. So we'll have a scrum here in the picture on the left-hand side. Your number 9, he defends at source. So your 9 will cover your first man. You'll defend on a 45-degree angle here, trying to get on your first attack here. Whether that be the fly off, the blind wing coming in, the 8 picking up, the 9 getting the ball, 9 will make that first tackle. With 9 covering that inside space, 10 can just shift onto the next attacker. So he'll be able to tackle the number 12 or the blindside wing, or 13 coming in. Then your 12 can move on to the third guy in the defense, and your 13 then can move on to your fullback or your blindside wing, whoever that may be. Okay, but the thing and where it becomes complicated is that 9, 10, and 12 is quite connected. They always feel comfortable because they know the inside is covered. They normally know exactly also who they're defending against. It's straightforward. They normally have a hard running center or a blind wing coming, and it's an easy tackle. Your number 13 has got a blindside wing. He's got a drifting center. He's got a fullback that comes short. So there's multiple options that he needs to consider, and he's not feeling as connected to 9, 10, and 12. He's way a distance away from the wing as well. He's not connected to the fullback, so that's why he's feeling quite exposed, and it's very difficult for 13 when there's a great launch to make the correct decision. Your 14 will be on the second last man. Your 15 will normally take your last man in the defense, and then your blind wing will cover the kicking space. Because remember now, your defending 9 is in the front line, so you'll have your blind wing covering any grubber or chip in terms of the attacking play. The analogy with the paddle ball is this is the disconnect that happens between the ball and the bat. My bat being the 10 and 12 and 9 in defense, and 13 being the ball. So totally disconnected from the 9, 10, and 12 in the defensive setup from a scrum, and hence the word paddle ball. Okay, so let's look at this example from the Major League. Okay, so number 1, a great scrum, getting the right shoulder, taking out the defensive flankers and the 8th man, and the defensive area from the 9 years that he tries to put pressure on the source, and he really leaves his number 10 and 12 exposed. The 9, by being on the inside covering the first man, can give your 10 and 12 a little bit more of width in terms of defensive space. So it's so important that's communicated and that he plays his part in this setup. Now he's not part of the connection. 10 and 12 is on their own. They connected, but they're on their own. There's nobody covering on the inside. Your 13, which is the guy we're targeting, the guy in white, you can see by his body language here as well, far from 12. He's got to feel exposed because there's multiple threats that he needs to assess and make decisions on, and he's not really connected to anyone. So let's play it out and see what happens. So the attack do a beautiful little S. That's a popular rugby league move, a quick switch from 10 to 12, and 12 takes the ball up. Now 12 has got the option of 13 coming short. He's got the option of a backdoor to 10, and then 10's got the inside blind wing as an option as well. So 13 needs to make decisions here. He's got a centre coming short, a 10 bouncing out with the inside pass to a blind wing. They've got 15 and a winger on the far side as well. The number 12 on the attack really does a great job here, attacking hard onto the second defender. You can see his body language already biting in. Number 10 actually has got him covered, so he can easily move on to the next defender. But maybe a lack of communication or lack of trust, but also well done to the 12 in terms of the attack, really going hard for the second defender and taking him out of the game. And by doing so, he actually commits 2 defenders onto him. So let's play it out and see what happens and how the 13 is exposed by what happens on the inside. Okay, the next example, we've got the Brumbies against the Sunwolves. You can see the defensive side, 9, 10, and 12 connected. They'll be sitting comfortable. The guy we're targeting is the 13, highlighted in red here. The Brumbies with a good layered attack. We've got the 2 guys in green as the front runners. The playmaker, he's got a short option, and then he's got the backdoor option with the blind wing and the centre in yellow. So those are the guys that 13 really need to be aware of in terms of who he defends. Let's play it out and see what happens. We'll have a view here from the back as well. This will really show the example. So you'll see here, this is number 10 with 23 on his back. Number 10 is actually number 12 in this picture. And number 13 is number 12 in this picture. That's your 3 defenders. So now the attackers really great job fixing the first 2 defenders. Number 12 or number 13, he's got a decision to make here with a bouncing 10, backdoor option, or the blind wing coming in as well. You need to make a quick decision. This happens in less than a second. And if you make the wrong decision, dead man standing. And the Brumbies finish a great try. Here from the Blues and the Hurricanes, it's just on the left-hand side. So the scrum off will start at the base here at source. Most scrum offs will stay at source on the blind, covering the blind. But some scrum offs actually bounce around the scrum to cover the space between the fly-off and the scrum. Acting as a half a sweeper and covering that transition space between the scrum and the first defender. By doing so, this actually enables the 9 from the Blues to be the first playmaker, to give the Blues an extra attacker. This allows the Blues to create an extra number in attack. In the strike play, you can see 10 and 12 sitting connected with a flanker. They know who they got covered. They'll be quite comfortable. But the guy that we're exposing is this 13, because he needs to read, is this ball going to the wing, or is this actually going to the fly-off out that back door? So there you see 13 making the read onto to 10, making a defensive area, working past the ball, trying to hit the 10 ball and all, leaving the blind side wing open in the space that he scores in. Look at the back here as well. Scoring a great try. So it's really difficult, not easy to defend at 13, but in terms of attack, really a space that you can attack. And understanding the mindset and how difficult it actually is to defend at 13 can really maybe make you as a coach think in terms of your planning, off-season planning, and your strike plays as well for next season. That you can work on certain launches to expose your defending 13s even more.